Alrighty. Today we're diving into something that might completely change how you view the multiverse saga. We have talked about Loki, season 1 and season 2. We have talked about WandaVision. We have talked about Avengers Endgame, the Council of Kangs, incursions, right? Now, the most dangerous setup for the rise of Victor Von Doom didn't happen in a void or at the end of time. It also happened in a high school basement in Queens. That's right. Spider-Man No Way Home, the movie that brought 3 generations of heroes together, may have secretly signaled the beginning of the end, because when you break down the physics of that movie, reality didn't just bend, it shattered. And in the Marvel universe, wherever reality shatters, Doctor Doom is there to pick up the pieces and forge a crown. So welcome to the Loreverse. It's your boy Stevie Hayes, and today we're talking about how Spider-Man No Way Home is connected to Avengers Doomsday. Now let's look at the ruins of Kafka, right? Peter Parker asked Doctor Strange to make the world forget his identity. And it sounds like a simple memory wipe, right? But that's wrong, because by adding 6 different exceptions, Peter turned a precision tool into a multiversal magnet. And Doctor Strange warns us, the spell is pulling everyone who knows Peter Parker Spider-Man from every universe. So this isn't just a door opening, this is a quantum entanglement on a universal scale. And the spell didn't just target minds, it targeted the fundamental fabric of the multiverse to find specific constants, and that's people who know Peter Parker. So in Secret Wars lore, the multiverse is fragile, and by reaching out and forcibly pulling entities from Earth 96283, which is Toby's Earth, and Earth 120703, which is Andrew Garfield's Earth, Stephen Strange and Peter Parker effectively have now poked holes in the Cosmic Hall. Now, we need to talk about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Let's burn on that a little bit more, because their arrival was more than just a nostalgia trip, right? When you think about the lore, right, their presence acts as a multiversal anchor, because notice that the spell didn't just pull villains, it pulled Spider-Man. And in the comics, the web of life and destiny connects every spider variant across the multiverse. So when Doctor Strange's spell glitched, it didn't just grab random people, it tugged on the web itself. So by pulling Tobey and Andrew into the MCU, the spell effectively welded 3 separate timelines together. So think of it like 3 ships being tied together during a storm. If one sinks, they all go down. So their presence proved that the MCU is no longer an isolated sacred timeline. It is now physically and magically tethered to the Raimiverse and the Webverse. So now, if Doctor Doom wants to collapse the multiverse into one single battle world, he doesn't need to hunt down every universe. He just needs to find the anchors, which is the realities that are already bleeding into each other. So Peter Parker didn't just save his villains, he gave Doctor Doom a shortcut to the rest of the freaking multiverse. Now, throughout the finale at the Statue of Liberty, we see the sky bleeding purple, and Strange is desperate, screaming, "They're starting to come through and I can't stop them." And look closely at those silhouettes. Those aren't just villains, they are the visual manifestation of the universal bleed. And in the comics, an incursion begins when the barrier between 2 Earths thins until they occupy the same space. And the theory that come from this is, the cracks in No Way Home weren't just portals, they were the final stages of a forced incursion. And the consequence is that Doctor Strange's final spell erased Peter to send everyone back, but you can't uncrack an egg. So the structural integrity of the Earth 616 or 199999 was permanently compromised. Now, let's talk about the man of the hour, obviously, Victor Von Doom, right? In the comics, Doctor Doom is the only person who sees the end coming before anyone else. And while the Avengers are busy fighting villains, Doctor Doom is studying the map of all things. And so if Doom does exist in the MCU or a neighboring reality, he wouldn't see the No Way Home event as a disaster, he would see it as data. Because the ruins of Kafka left a multiversal sense, right? And Doctor Doom realizes that a teenage boy and a sorcerer managed to rip reality open. And to Doom, this proves that the multiverse is unworthy of its own existence because it's too easily broken. So in the Time Runs Out storyline, Doctor Doom, he travels the multiverse to find the source of its decay. And the scars left over from the Statue of Liberty battle serves as a roadmap for Doctor Doom to track where the barriers are thinnest. Now, Doctor Doom also isn't just coming for the Avengers, he's coming for the unstable foundations they left behind. Think about it. Endgame broke the rules of time. No Way Home broke the walls of space. The multiverse of madness broke the mind of the Sorcerer Supreme. So to Doctor Doom, the heroes are children playing with matches. He doesn't see himself as a villain. He sees himself as really the only adult in the room. And he will use the cracks that Peter created to siphon power, likely arguing that the heroes have proven they cannot be trusted with reality itself. Now, here is the most chilling connection, though. At the end of No Way Home, Peter Parker is a ghost. No records, no friends, and no digital footprint. Now, why does that matter to Dr. Doom? Because in many versions of Secret Wars, the hidden players are the ones who can change fate. And if Dr. Doom is looking to rewrite reality into Battle World, he needs someone who exists outside of the standard narrative. Peter Parker is now a multiversal anomaly. He is a hero with no tether to the world. And if Dr. Doom is the one who eventually saves, quote unquote, the multiverse by collapsing it into his own kingdom, Spider-Man might be the only one who remembers the old world because he's already used to being forgotten. And this could be the reason why Spider-Man might not be in Doomsday, but he will be in Secret Wars. And so now let's get into the psychological horror of the ending of No Way Home. Peter Parker is forgotten, right? He's living in a tiny apartment, studying for his GED and swinging through a city that doesn't know his name. But what if this isn't just a memory wipe? What if Peter is stuck in a pocket reality? And this brings the white space theory. In magic, a spell of that magnitude, one that rewrites the history of billions of people, requires an immense amount of energy. Some theorists suggest that, Strange didn't just edit the world, he shifted Peter into a sublayer of reality. Now, here's some evidence. Look at how clean the transition is, guys. No one questions how Aunt May had a funeral without a nephew. No one asks why there's a gap in the high school yearbook. It's too perfect. And Peter is now a non-entity in the Marvel multiverse. Someone who doesn't exist on paper, essentially, is a glitch in the system. And this matters in Doomsday and Secret Wars because when the multiverse collapsed, fragments of dead worlds survive in the cracks. If Peter is already living in a ghost version of New York, he might be the first person to realize when the real world starts to fade. So while the Avengers are living their lives, Peter is watching in the sky. He's the only one who can see the cracks because he's already living inside one. And when Dr. Doom arrives to fix the world, he might find that Peter Parker is the only variable he can't account for because you can't control someone who does not exist. So the progression is now very clear, right? Endgame, mankind learns to travel through time. This is alerting the freaking multiverse. No Way Home, the web of life and destiny is physically torn, and so we now see that the walls are being weakened. And then in Avengers Doomsday, we're going to see the walls are finally going to fall. And Doom doesn't need to be the one who starts the fire. He just needs to be the one who controls the flame. And he will likely use the instability caused by Peter's spell as one of the many reasons to justify his takeover. And he'll say, the Sorceress failed you, the Avengers failed you, a child almost broke existence, only Doom can provide order. So Spider-Man No Way Home was never just a celebration of the past. It was a forensic report of a dying multiverse. And the spell didn't just bring back old friends, it rang a dinner bell for a predator who specializes in broken realities. Peter Parker sacrificed his life to save the world, but in doing so, he may have left the door unlocked for Dr. Doom. So the Doomsday clock isn't ticking, it's been ringing since the moment Strange had cast that spell. Hope you guys enjoyed this video breaking down Spider-Man No Way Home. I tried my best not to get into Spider-Man Brand New Day because I have so many theories on Brand New Day and about that pocket, reality, bringing in Jean Grey and all of those other characters, but I wanted to make this video specifically about Spider-Man No Way Home. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Stay crispy, and peace out.